Hello, I'm Vivian. Welcome to my channel, and I'm going to discuss Sugar Busters. This isn't a book giveaway at this point. This is an old book. This has been around a long time. And let's see, 1995. Okay. It's not a fad diet. It's not. This is why I'm sharing this 23 years later, because when I asked my doctor, I was steadily putting on weight, and every year I was going up just a little bit. And I said, what do you recommend? I don't want to do, I don't care. Yeah, I could do a fad, grapefruit diet, cabbage soup diet. I can do, something like that and lose the weight. But as soon as I go back to my normal diet, I know that I'm going to put all that back and then some. So I was talking to my primary care doctor and asked him what he recommended for my health, for diet. So he recommended Sugar Busters. I was not at that point pre-diabetic. I was later. This is before I learned all the stuff about my wheat intolerances and different foods that I was having reactions to. But it says, cut sugar to trim fat, lose weight, lower your cholesterol, achieve optimal wellness, increase your energy, help treat diabetes and other diseases. Has a great menu. Recipes and stuff in there. And it was really eye-opening. The thing that really got to me reading this, because it gives a lot of history about human dietary developments over the years. And the average American produces as much insulin as our ancestors did in an entire year, 100 or so years back. Because sugar was a very expensive commodity. It was saved for very special times. And diabetes, only the rich, the nobility, the powerful, the people who could afford to eat white flour and eat a lot of sugared things, sweetened things, honeyed things, got diabetes. They got heart disease. It was rare for a poor person to get heart disease. It's almost impossible, because the diet wouldn't allow them. Their diet was a lot more basic and in a lot of ways healthier than the rich people of times past. So I did the Sugar Busters, and I was having cholesterol issues then. I didn't know about high fructose corn syrup, so I went from eating grits and cream of wheat. I love cream of wheat. It was really comforting, that whole warm butter. Put some butter on there. I didn't sugar them. So people in the South will put sugar on their grits. I've never done that. I'm more of a savory person. I'd rather eat kimchi with my grits than put sugar on them. I don't think I've ever had it that way, so I can't tell you it's bad. It probably tastes really good. A lot of people put a lot of sugar in their cornbreads too, and I don't like that. I'd rather put some jalapenos in it. That's the way I roll. So I did this diligently. Cut out white flour. Made a lot of things from scratch. That's when it started. I was always doing a lot of other stuff, but instead of making green bean casserole with a can of cream of mushroom soup, I had mushrooms. I had to add my whole wheat flour, and did that kind of stuff. And it was very minimal flour in any of the recipes. So I felt good. I felt really good. And one of my friends needed some help. It was very bad. And so I went to watch her kids for the day. I didn't take food. I didn't think I was going to be there that long. And it took her a lot longer to do what she needed to get done. So I needed to feed the kids, and I was hungry. I wasn't fasting at that time. So I thought, okay, no big deal to make myself a sandwich. She had whole wheat bread. Made myself a sandwich along with the kids, and ate with her kids and took care of them. And then she finally got back home. So it's like maybe 2 hours from eating the sandwich. I'm driving home, and there's this big overpass I have to it's like 6 lanes, and I go over, and the bridge, I have to go back over the interstate, over the highway, over all those 6 lanes, and then there was a river on the other side. So then I was going over a river before it finally got back on the land. It was a very, I mean, it's not really that long, really. But going over the, I just, not thinking, just trying to think about all the stuff I need to catch up on when I got home, the thing, and, really feeling bad for my friend and what was going on with her situation. And all of a sudden, I don't know where it came from, the bridge was going to collapse. It was going to collapse while I was on it, while I was driving over it. I just knew. I mean, I was like, a part of me is like, this is ridiculous. It's not going to collapse. But I had a panic attack. I've never had one before or since. But that's, I mean, if that's what people are dealing with when they have a panic attack, logic and reason does not work. And I'm in there, white knuckled. I mean, I was in fear because I just knew the bridge was going to collapse. Okay, obviously it did not collapse. But after I got onto the, off the overpass and onto solid ground and driving, and I'm going, what was that? What just happened? I'm like, I mean, my hands were hurting. I was gripping, I'm surprised I didn't tear the steering wheel apart. I had never experienced that. So those of you that have to experience that more routinely, more regularly, or more often, I feel for you. That is nuts. That is awful. And I was like, what? I was like, oh, did the bread affect me that? I mean, the insulin. I hadn't done insulin, I wish I was able to monitor my blood sugar and see what insulin levels and what was going on with that, because that something there triggered a massive weird reaction. What you eat, what you drink affects how you think, how you process information, how you feel even. Okay? That's no ifs, ands, or buts to it. You don't have to be medically trained to see that. You can figure it out for yourself. You can do your own diet. This is why depression, I think, is worse during the holidays. Not only do we get less sunlight, we're eating a lot more junk. Even if it's homemade, made from scratch cookies and cakes and pies, it's still not really, the best for our diets. And all that sugar, in case you didn't know, sugar affects the same part of the brain that cocaine hits and gets the high. It's why it's so addictive. Because we like that feeling that sugar gives us. When we eat something sweet and we get that sugar buzz going, it's almost the same as alcohol. Alcohol just does it faster and more obviously. So anyway, time to cut this. Read this. Check it out. Let me know what you think.